Hi guys, so in this tutorial I'm going to be showing how to create a live chat room with Bun.sh. So I will connect this user to this user with this user's socket ID. So I'll copy it here, then paste it inside this box, then click on join. So that's successfully, and a this also got a message. Okay, so now they can now interact with each other. So I will send I from here. If I click enter now you see it's reflected immediately here. Now let me reply from here. So I think it's taking some time. Okay, yeah. It has reflected here. Okay, so let me reply again. Um, so it's reflected immediately here. How are you doing? Um, doing fine. Thanks. So this also got I'm doing fine with thanks. Okay, yeah. So okay, so that is what we are going to be doing in this tutorial. This is there are some functionalities missing in this chat room, but this is just a tutorial. This is just a tutorial just to show how to implement bond.sh to create a live chat room. Like for example, when I type a message from this user, the message supposed to like show under this place as part of the message that the user has sent, but it's not showing. That's just because this tutorial is based on implementing the room and sending the message between two peers. So that's what we are going to be doing in this tutorial. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. Thank you. Okay, so Bun is a new JavaScript runtime that is a drop-in replacement for Node.JS. If you want to learn more about Bun, you can come to this page and read more about it. I'll put the link to this page in the description of this tutorial. So let's go to how to install it. If you haven't installed Bun before this tutorial, you can come to this page and install it either with using this method or npm or homebrew or docker or proto. So let's go straight to the WebSocket. So Bond WebSocket is very fast and also easy to set up. You can come back to this page and read more about the WebSocket. So um everything we need all we need to set up Bond WebSockets is just to grab this code and put it in our code. That's all we need. Just this code is enough for it. Now what this does is that once a request gets into this fetch method, server it calls server.upgrade to upgrade the request to WebSockets connection. And if an error occurred, it's going to return this response. And this also the message open, close and drain events. So now let's go to this section, the pop sub section. The pop sub section, I'm going to be talking more about it later in this tutorial. So it's just the publish how to publish how to subscribe to a group and publish data to that particular group. That's all. That's what is about. And also, if you come down here, you see the events, different events you can subscribe to on the from the front end. So, and on the front end, Bun uses the native JavaScript WebSocket. Bun uses native JavaScript WebSocket, and this header is not going to work on normal standard browser because it just belongs to Bun. So now let's come here and grab this code. Okay, you can click here and go to our code. So let's create a new file called sockets.js. Oh, sorry, .ts, because TypeScript Bun supports TypeScript out of the box. So let's come here and initialize TypeScript tsc init. Okay, so TypeScript has been initialized, and now let's come to this Bun, how to configure TypeScript. So what we need to do is to add these types, this stuff, to the compiler option of TypeScript. So this is the compiler option, and let's just add it to the end of the options. So okay, I forgot this. So other stuff that you can also pass are these are the stuff you can pass, and that is all. So if you come here, okay, I think we need to let's run Bun init. Okay, um let's just let's comment this out for now. Let's comment this out for now. Let's leave that for now. Now let's try to start our server. To start the WebSocket server, just use Bun socket.ts. If there is no error, then it should work well. Now it has worked well. It is now running, and it says listening on 3000. No, it's not 3000. It's listening on, okay, let's change. We can also change the ports by passing in ports, our custom port 7800. Then let's restart it, listening on 7800. Yeah, that's it. So just ignore this TypeScript error. Is because of VS Code. So now we are going to, let's comment out what we don't need for now. Now let's go to the UI. So I've set up the JavaScript and the HTML. The CSS and the HTML is just a simple CSS style. So let's go to the UI. So this is just it. So the user types here, and it gets sent to the other client, and also the other client message also appears here. And to subscribe to a room, we are going to be using this to subscribe to a room. Now let's start. So let's get this let's give it an ID of chat input. So chat input, now const chat input first document dot query selector. That's the chat input. Then chat input dot on key. Okay, dot. Okay, this is not. Yeah, this is not a TypeScript, so we should on key up. Sorry. Okay, now before that, let's connect to the WebSockets. Now to connect to WebSockets, we are going to be using the native WebSockets. Then let's pass in the URL, which is going to be ws localhost ports. What is the port? 987800. So now we can now do sock dot add event listener, open, then the callbar function, which is going to be handle socket open. Then okay, let's just duplicate it. Message error and close. So handle sockets message, handle sockets error, and handle sockets open. So let's define this method. Let's bring it down. Handle socket open, handle socket message, then handle sockets error. Handle sockets close. Handle sockets close. So that is it. So on open, we can log socket is opened data. Then on message, you can log sockets dot message data. Then same thing here. Socket and also here to sockets as closed. Okay, so we can just quickly test it out and open the console, come here, and let's reload the page. Let's see what's happening. Okay, let's go to this. Okay, I think I forgot to link the JavaScript. So let's say script sounds. JavaScript. So now let's check now. Okay, so as you can see, the socket it printed the socket is opened. Now it has connected. Now if we check this, it is so we check it. Now on key up, let's do something. Log review. So let's come down here. So the on key up event is running. Okay, so now let's do const this input equals to review dot const target. So this input will current target. Okay, if ev dot key equals dot to lowercase equals enter, then print log dot value. And let's check it. Yeah, it works. Okay, so now we're not going to use sock.send. You send the data sock.send. Now this sock.send can only send 4 different type of data, either string, array buffer, block, or array buffer view. So now we are going to be sending string, and we are going to be sending object also. Now to send object as string, let's use json.stringify. Then I would like to send an event also, which is going to be named as msg. Then the message itself, msg, which is going to be this input.value. This input.value. So we can comment out this. Yeah. So now let's test that. And on the socket, we need to handle it. We need to handle it like if the socket has gotten a message, we can log the message. We can log the message like this. Message. Then let's pass the message const past data equal to json.pass message. So pass data. So if ev dot ev equal to this equal to msg then we can now do anything we like. Okay, now we are going to be sending it back. We are going to be saying socket dot send. Let's send back. Let's just send the message just like that. So let's restart the server. Now it has been restarted. This socket ID. Okay, you can just load the whole socket. Restart. You come to the UI and just load it. Now let's type and enter. So socket got message. So another thing I would like to look at is this, the output of the WS, the data, the data that is passed from the upgrade. This is where it is going to be. Then other stuff, subscribe, terminate, ping, home, close, and so on. So this is the message that we got from the UI. So let's go to the code. And the reason why the sender, which is the sender of the message, which is this current user, got the message back, is because we are using socket.send. This ws.send is going to broadcast it to everybody connected to the socket. Now let's set up another, let's set up, let's open the page in another page in a new tab. We have opened it in a new tab, but before then let's undo the message that we got from the server. Now this is the data, this is the data. Now let's check it again. How ev is going to be inside the data. So const past data equal to json.pass data. So now we can now use switch data.ev case msg, which is the message we are sending from here. Then we can do whatever we want to do. Now in this case we are going to be appending the message to the chat body. Now let's just get the chat body, const chat body equal to document dot query selector dot chat body. Then I made a mistake here, chat body. So now we can create a new element with const chat item equal to document dot create element div dot class name equal to chat item. Then chat item dot inner html, let's just set it to the pass data dot msg, which is this key here, the msg key. Oh yeah. So then we will append the data to the chat body dot append, let's use child. Okay, so now let's check it out. This is another user, and this is a user. So if we send this, okay, let's remove the content of the chat body. Okay, let's just comment it out. Okay, so enter ID, we got the ID again, so that we are going to see it in real time. ID again, you can see the ID again, and this user didn't get it. Why? Okay, I think I made a mistake when I said this is going to be broadcasted to everybody connected to the socket. It's going to be broadcasted to the user that made the request. So the WS.send is going to make request, is going to send data only to the user that made the request. So now let's use socket the publish. Okay, let's talk about the pub/sub now, and that's what is going to bring us to creating of the creating of the socket ID. Const generate socket ID, random socket ID, then say const yeah. So let's generate rand IDs equal to, that's going to be 4, then mobs. So we can set that to the rand ID, which is going to be, it is now going to be maths.flow, maths.random times nums.length. Then after getting the random number, then we can now get the character at that position. But just to be safe, I would like to add -1 to this. Okay, so that is loss for I equal is less than we're going to be generating 8 characters. So return rand ID. So when the user make requests to join to start a session, when the user join the WebSockets, we are going to generate random socket ID. So rand ID equal to, so let's pass it to the data that is going to be returned. So rand ID equals rand ID. So on opened, yeah, we can now do ws.send json.modify ev okay, connection sources, then data is going to be the rand ID. Okay, we can get that from ws.data.rand ID data.rand ID. So this, since we are not sending this, okay, we can replace it with the rand ID, which is going to be, yeah, it's going to be a string. So let's undo it on the front end. So now let's add a new case com, which means socket connected. Let's not forget the break. Then const my socket ID equal to no. And this we can set to we can do the same thing since the data has been passed there. You can just say socket id, my socket id equal to pass data dot, let's go back and check it, dot data. So it's going to be dot data, yeah, dot data. So that's the socket id, that's the user's socket id. Okay, so now we've gotten to the pub sub aspect. So the pub sub, to publish data to a particular room, the other user will have to also have joined the room before the user can get the message. So that's where we are going to implement this um this this join session. So now let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. So we can say, okay, this is the JavaScript. So let's just get the ID of the button. The ID of this button. Let's give this an ID. Session ID input. Session ID button. Okay, so let's get the element. Const session ID input. Documents dot name dot query selector. Then for the button, session ID btn. Okay, so session ID input. Session session ID btn. Let's undo that. Session ID btn dot on click view. So it's going to be, we're just going to send the value of this. We're going to get the value. We're going to get the value. So it's going to be ws dot send, sorry, sock dot send json dot stringify. Then data that I want to send, event is join session. Then you can say what session, okay, the data, let's pass in data, session ID input. Okay, session ID is going to be session ID dot value. So then let's handle it in the backend, like if, or let's just duplicate it and use else if is main session. Then we are going to call ws dot publish. Then which the room that we are publishing to, which is going to be inside the pass data pass data dot socket ID. user join the chat here. Okay, so now another thing is, now we need to join the session. We need to join the room, which is we are going to do with ws.subscribe. Then the room that we are subscribing to, which is going to be passdata.socketid. Passdata.socketid. Then after joining the session, then we can now send data to the UI, to the other people in the room, or to the other person in the room. Now let's make this an event also. Let's make it an event, which is going to be json.stemify ev. Then we can call it user joined. Then let's call this msg. Okay, so let's undo this really quick on the UI. Let's undo it on the UI, which is going to be case user joined. Then we can now display a message at the top anywhere. Okay, let's create a container at the top here. Dot msg container. Okay, so the msg container is going to hold this dot msg container. Okay, so now let's do this, and let's not forget the break. msg container dot inner html, or better still, you can create a function like const show message equal to msg. Okay, so then you can now do something like this. Inner html equal to msg. Then set timeout. Let's set it to 2 seconds. Then msg.innerhtml equal to, just to remove the message, show message dot msg. So it's going to